21 graduate of Monmouth-Roseville, Mr. Jack Thompson. Good morning, Jack.
Morning, Vanessa. Thank you for bringing me in here this morning. I really appreciate getting to catch up with you guys this morning.
Yeah, we look forward to it. You've helped us out with ball games over the years, been a friend of the radio station. Your dad and grandpa have been very wonderful supporters of our local athletics programming, which we appreciate so much. But more importantly, it's just good to catch up as a feature story. Jack, tell us about what you did this summer.
Yeah, so this summer I had a great opportunity where I came back as a tournament assistant was my title with the American Junior Golf Association, which basically the top high school players in the country, and then we have some that come from South Korea, Japan, Hong Kong, Australia come over, and they'll play in our tournaments throughout the country. So we'll have 7 going on every week from different places around the country throughout each region, and they're a week long. You'll get a practice round, and then we'll have another event called the Junior AM event, which basically brings in sponsors from around the community that donate money to help make the tournament possible, and then they get to spend an afternoon or morning playing with the juniors, and then we'll hold a little buffet lunch and everything. So I got to go and see a lot of different parts of the country and see a very good golf, to say the least, that's for sure. So it was a very fun summer.
Well, and you learned a lot about event planning, marketing, public relations, just adding to that portfolio of yours.
Absolutely. You know, it was summer. So the previous summer I interned with the American Junior Golf Association, and then this summer was kind of a step up where it was given more responsibilities, and basically what my job title did was everything that you saw out on the golf course, from signage to all that stuff, that was me working hand in hand with the superintendent. So you got to know the different cuts of grass, which is kind of nerdy when you get into the golf lingo. So you got to know that, and you had to be on top of weather and everything, but also just what goes into making an event look as professional as possible, and how we wanted to create a first-class event for our players, you know, because for all we know, this could be the biggest golf tournament that they're going to play in. So we want to make it as memorable as possible and make it look like as close to a PGA Tour event as we can with the resources that we have by putting different signage out. We'll put stake and rope out on the golf course. We'll have tents for scoring and starting and all this different stuff so that we can try and make the event as first class as possible.
Good for you.
From the outside, I'm sure it looks everything smooth as silk. Behind the scenes, I'm sure it was a different story at times.
So I joked the first week, it's kind of just chaos the first couple of weeks, and I joke with the interns. I'd be like, dude, I haven't had a time where my phone is not being called for 5 minutes in the past 2 weeks. I mean, it's a controlled chaos is basically what I would describe it as. And you just got to try and be on top of it, and whatever's going to happen on that day, 'cause something's going to happen, something is going to go sideways, but we'll figure out. I always would say, as long as junior golf is getting played, we're going to be okay. As long as they're out on the golf course playing, everything will work out. So
let's talk about where the tournaments were held. Talk about some of the parts of the country you were able to go to.
Yeah, so I was fortunate where my first event was back in Phoenix, Arizona, actually at Papago Golf Course, which is where ASU's home facility is, and that's where our home golf course is. So that was pretty special for me, as that was a place that I'd gone to when I was a student at Arizona State. And then I also went to Palm Springs, California, which was really cool, and going to Mission Hills Country Club that hosted the old Chevron Championship for the LPGA, and getting to be on property there was very cool. And then I was fortunate to go to the Jordan Spieth event in Dallas, Texas, and that was a lot of cool, and you saw some good players. And just to see how he kind of interacted with our players as he was on site for about 3 hours, and they did a little Q&A.
Seems like a good dude.
He's a very good dude, and he was very good to all of our players, so that was a lot of fun. And then I was fortunate where I went out to basically what is our Ryder Cup event, where we'll have 10 boys and girls from the East and 10 boys and girls from the West come together, and they play match play all week, and that was in Flagstaff, Arizona. And for anyone that has never been to Flagstaff, Arizona, put that number 1 on your places that you want to go. Go in the fall, go in the summer. It is beautiful. You're high up in the mountains.
Yeah.
You don't even realize you're in Arizona. And then I was fortunate also to go to Orlando. Tuscaloosa was a lot of fun, even though you saw a lot of that Crimson A walking around. It was still a lot of fun.
You'd be
being
in the
there.
gas station. You're checking out. That'll be $1.84. Roll Tide. That's everywhere you go.
Exactly.
You'd be at the Piggly Wiggly. Get the thing of milk. Roll Tide. You know?
We only know Roll Scots around here, not
smile.
Roll Tide.
I just smile and go WPS.
Exactly. So, and then I was fortunate to go to Orlando and go to Bay Hill Resort and Lodge and Club. So that was a lot of fun, and you could kind of just feel the mystique and history and everything that Arnold Palmer had kind of wanted that club to be about. So that was a lot of fun as well. And then was fortunate to go to Fiddler's Elbow in New Jersey, which actually enough was the site of filming for Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh, really?
So that was a lot of fun.
Wow.
Being there and seeing that golf course. And so I went to a lot of very cool places and saw a lot of cool
You
things, which was very
did.
fortunate.
Oh, how lucky, though, that you get a chance to get out there and just get some experience, but see a lot of great courses, meet a lot of really wonderful people.
There's no such thing as a bad day at the golf course, right?
Right.
No,
right.
no,
Well,
not
for
at
guys
all.
like Jack.
Not at
Unless
all.
you golf like me, then every day's
too,
a
yeah.
bad day.
So you did all of this. You got to meet Jordan Spieth. You got to meet a lot of wonderful high school golfers. What would you say stuck out the most as you participated in this?
I think, and this was kind of me just being kind of all in, all about sports, and just seeing how a lot of people interacted. Is I always like to see like how the best players acted when they're off the course, not when they're on the course, when they're off, and you can kind of stick out like the kids that get it, and that was really cool to see. Is the kids that understood like, hey, I'm gonna treat people right. I'm gonna like after every round, our players have to write thank you notes to
wow.
people that help put on the events. And that was always really cool when you saw like players that were winning the tournament and they have this thank you note that's very sincere, very genuine in how they writ it. So that was really cool. And then I also like seeing the kids, because I can relate to this, because my senior year I went and played golf, that, you know, come to their first tournament and they struggle and it just doesn't go their way. But then by the end of the summer, you see them and you're like, holy cow, dude, you just shot 73 today. Like, you shot 90 2 months ago. Like,
That's
this is awesome. So just seeing the kids, being around them, you know, that's why you do it. And that's where I think you get the most reward from, is being around the players. So.
Fantastic. Well, coming up, too, we'll get to talk to your sister. Got a big game coming up there, Arkansas Notre Dame, just a few weeks away. So we're looking forward to talking to her next week. Tell people what she does.
Yeah, so she's living her best life right now. She's a manager for Notre Dame's football team again this season. She works with the receivers for the third straight year. So she's having a lot of fun doing that, and she gets to travel to every away game. So she was down in Miami. She'll be in Fayetteville. So she's gotten to do that and be a part of the program, which I know that she really enjoys, and she's met a lot of cool people and has done a pretty good job with that. I know that she's hoping to get back to where they were a year ago, but there's a lot of season left to be played before that's even really a possibility. So
Last year, they only lost one whole game, the guarantee game, and then just cruised through the regular season all the way to the playoffs. So hopefully we can trip them up a little bit. But for Notre Dame fans, they're thinking the opposite. They're hoping to crush us Hogs. But it's weird it's at Fayetteville. I would have thought it would have been at Notre Dame. But is this a kickoff to something more? Are they playing other teams in the SEC?
So Notre Dame they're starting to play more teams in the SEC. I know. So we played Texas A&M this year. We played Arkansas. 5 years ago we played Georgia.
Sure.
We play Texas coming up. We play Alabama coming up. We play Florida. So they're starting to play more SEC teams. And then I know we were supposed to play Arkansas and South Bend 2020.
During COVID. Yep, during
but
COVID.
That's now 2028. So I don't know. I like it. It's really cool going down there and playing, especially now that, I've been down there and been to, SEC country. It's different, but it's a lot of fun, and you can tell how passionate those people are about college football. And those are kind of games that you want to go play. You want to go play on the road and see just how good you are, especially going down into the heart of SEC country.
I remember just prior to COVID just hitting, I was teasing Jake Sotos that we had a 6% chance of beating Notre Dame at Notre Dame that year. And then, of course, COVID happened and all of that went bye-bye. But it's a little different than Pittsburgh, Central Michigan there, Sean.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we play the powerhouse MAC teams. Whatever. Who needs to play the SEC when you can play the MAC?
I mean, hey, we got the backyard brawl this weekend.
Yes,
We got Pitt, West Virginia.
Got a little
That's
excited
true.
there. I'm very excited about
That-
the backyard brawl this weekend.
That actually is a fun.
Yeah.
I love the rivalries
Yeah.
overall in college sports, period.
Game day was supposed to be there if West Virginia won last week. West Virginia lost, so I don't think we get game day this week.
Aw.
Yeah, I know. Stinks.
Couldn't hold
Well.
up their end of the bargain.
Yeah. Well, what's next for you, Jack?
So for the time being, I'll get to be around here and kind of hang out
Yeah.
and see family and figure out the next steps and finding a job and
Yeah.
finding a place to live. But it's nice to kind of just get back here, enjoy family time, and just kind of slow down. I feel like my life's been just this one big cycle of just school, job, repeat, school, job, basketball, So it's nice to kind of slow down and get to be brother, get to be friend, go support some of those people that I know that
Yeah.
I've wanted to for a long time. So that's kind of what's next, just hanging out around here and just getting to relax for a little bit.
Now, you had sports at Arizona State, too. You were a part of the management of the basketball team, right?
Yes, correct. So I was until basically midway through my junior year.
Okay.
Yep. So I did that for 2.5 years, which was a lot of fun. There's a lot of stories that I'm sure are a little better off air
Well,
than,
who you were
than on
manager?
air.
Who you were manager under? I'm sure we'll have to put those probably at the after dark shows that we have.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So, which was great. I mean, that was an experience that I know I cherished for a long time. We were fortunate to make the NCAA tournament one year, and I got to be a part of what I think is the most fun, best collegiate conference that there was in the Pac-12.
Sure,
so I'm
sure.
Rest in
very
peace.
sad that it's gone, but I'm very fortunate to be a
I
part
was-
of it for a small time.
I was looking at the old days, thinking about the Pac-12. There was a time, I mean, when Rodney Peete and Troy Aikman, Heisman candidates. This is football back at its finest. Was
Yeah, they used to be
the
a
Southwest
really
Conference, the
big
Pac-12.
conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used to be a
Yeah.
powerhouse. Now it's part of the Big Ten.
Big Ten. I mean, we got Big 12.
Big
I
12,
mean, we'll
yeah.
throw in some to the ACC.
say,
Why not?
spread
We'll
out a
just
little bit.
Throw them all
Spread out a
everywhere.
little
But
bit.
yeah.
Did you have any local golfers when you were down south with the youth, or any Illinois type golfers, or no?
So we had some from up by Chicago.
Okay.
We had a couple come out to Arizona and played. And then actually we had one from Cedar Rapids, and she was a very, very good player.
Good.
She was a lot of fun to watch. But that's all that I can remember. Sadly, I wasn't in the Midwest a lot this summer, where that's kind of a lot easier to get to,
Sure.
especially because you only are given 5 events. But no, I those are really the only area kids that I saw.
And so if you had a magic wand, what career would you choose right now if it was offered?
Man, that's a great question. I don't know.
Besides
I'd say-
professional golfer.
right. I'd say anything right now. Just wish anything with Notre Dame football. I'd love to be a part of that. I'd love to try to help them get over the hump and finally win a national championship. I mean, it's been so long, and we've been so close. So, and just the energy that there is around the program, hearing it from Bell, and then just hearing how kind of Marcus Freeman interacts with everyone and how he's done just such a good job of laying the culture and foundation, just being a part of the operations staff there, even recruiting staff.
So like a
at
player
Notre Dame.
personnel coordinator.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
he's a fantastic human being. Just I watched him
he
on
is.
Good Morning America not too long ago, and he was just a treat to listen to. And yeah, you
good
want
dude.
him, you want to emulate his culture and how he's able to have such great success, but just a good culture overall. We need to get back to good culture in society. Period.
Do you think you'd trade him even up for Pat Narduzzi at this point in time?
You know,
Please.
I don't know if that was in the cards. Maybe like 5 years ago it could have been. But,
Please. Please.
You know, we got pretty lucky with how that all
Yeah.
kind of
Yep.
turned out. But I'm glad though with Notre Dame and Pitt back on the schedule as well, and
Yeah.
Pitt's look good going to Pittsburgh to play. I can't remember the last time that we went there, but that'll be an exciting game as well.
That game was a big part of my childhood. That was a big one between Notre Dame and Penn State. Those were the 2 games I looked
Yeah.
forward to when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you have to always think about Miami and Notre Dame,
Yeah. True.
except for
Very true.
recently. But Catholics versus convicts, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And I was just watching that on 30 for 30. Is why that came to mind.
It's a great one.
Yeah, no, that one definitely for us too. So my uncle, he worked for Notre Dame's football team back when that was just a whole deal and in '88. And I can remember asking him about that game, and he's like, I've never been a part of a game that has so much animosity from 2 teams that were both really, really good
Yeah.
too, is
Yeah.
the thing. But he's like, I've never been a part of that with just 19 to
awesome.
22-year-olds, and it was just
It
a lot
was
of fun.
awesome.
Yeah, those
It
are
was
awesome
a Jimmy
days.
Johnson was Miami. Who was Notre Dame's coach?
Lou Holtz.
Lou Holtz,
Lou Holtz.
the former
Lou
Razorback
Holtz,
coach,
yeah.
of course. How could I forget?
Lou Holtz, oh, we're going to lose every week, Lou Holtz. We'll try.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, too, before we jump, I have to say, I do believe the fun part with your family is you've got family that went to Arkansas, too.
Yeah, so I have a cousin that went to Arkansas, and she just
God bless
graduated
her.
recently. So, and it's awesome. They'll be down there. They'll be there for the
That's awesome.
game. So we'll have people from both
Very
sides
cool.
down
That's
there.
awesome.
And,
Yeah,
you know,
very
I've
cool.
been to Fayetteville one time, and it was awesome. I mean, it was not
Yes,
at all
it
what I
is.
expected. I loved it. It was great. I'm very worried about Notre Dame going into play there
Oh,
from
do not
seeing
worry.
what other teams have kind of run into when playing there. But yeah,
We don't have the
there's some
NIL
Razorbacks.
to hang, so you're fine. You're fine. Trust me.
It is a big part of it, that's for sure.
Donald Reynolds Stadium, though, Dixon Street, going to be a blast. We're going to be cheering you on from here. We'll have a group watching the games, of course, and I think there's only a couple of us Razorback fans, but you'll hear us. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure I'll be hearing from Demo depending on how the game goes. He'll definitely be
Well,
having a lot to say.
Well, we'll all console each other is what's going to happen there. We're looking forward to it. It was just great catching up with you. I'm sure you're going to jump on the air with us here in the upcoming football games.